if you've been on the job hunt and looking in the job market and you've consistently had this urge to work in technology, and by technology, I mean one of the larger, big Fortune 500 companies, then this video is for you. Because in my last video, I talked about some of the pros and cons of what it's like. And now I just want to give you some insight on what you can expect on a daily basis. So just really what the day-to-day is like when you're working in tech. And the thing that I'm going to start off with is just the busyness. So if you think that you can come into these Fortune 500 companies and essentially be successful by just working 8 hours, I'm here to tell you that that's not going to happen. Like a normal day for anyone that's actually successful in any of these companies, you're usually looking at 10 to 12 hours. That's what I'm going to just, as far as it goes for me. And I manage a decent sized team. But to get any progress done or to see any progress within a day, you're usually looking at 10 hours minimum. And a lot of times your days are spent in meetings. And I know people hear these things like, hey, I'm in meetings, but these meetings are very, very imperative to drive your programs and projects forward. So you're spending a lot of time in these high-level business meetings with extremely brilliant subject matter experts. So people that are experts in their particular subject. So there's a lot of learning, there's a lot of debating, there's a lot of negotiating, there's a lot of collaborating, there's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of bureaucracy, there's a lot of hierarchy that gets involved, there's a lot of delays, there's a lot of scope creep. Those are the things that you deal with on a regular basis. And I know that this is one thing I always bring up to people that just start, because I'm sure this sounds familiar based on wherever you work. But here's the catch-22. And I just had this conversation 3 times in the last 2 days with people that I work with. People come to these big companies and think that, hey, I can juggle multiple projects at one time, and I know what it's like working in a fast-paced environment. If you have not been at one of these top companies, trust me, it's not what you think. People come in and think they can do that, and then nearly everyone I've worked with that starts as a new person always come to me and say, man, this is crazy. I'm having imposter syndrome. This is extremely hard. I can't keep up. I don't know how to prioritize all the work that's coming in. I'm getting overwhelmed, because it's a different ball game. It's not what you think it is. And this is why I tell people, yeah, this is the real deal, but this is also why you get paid the big bucks. So going back to what I said at the beginning of this video, as far as the daily grind, you're looking at really putting in serious, honestly stressful hours, even though it's still fun and rewarding work. And then the other thing about it that you're gonna have to know is that there's never downtime. Even if you think you have downtime, there's always something else that you can be working on and getting done to move something else forward. Now, do people make downtime? Absolutely. Do people find downtime? Absolutely. But again, to be successful and get high ratings and reviews, annual reviews, you have to be putting in that work. And you have to be a self-starter, a go-getter, a problem solver. Those are the things that are going to make you successful in these big companies, but also really show you what it's like on a day-to-day basis. Now, the last thing that I'll say what it's like on a daily basis is just sometimes everything feels like a blur. The years are short, but the days are long. And by that, I mean you're just grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding away. And the next thing you know, you're already at the end of the year. So you have to really be big on understanding the ability to celebrate your successes when you achieve certain milestones. So it's super important to acknowledge your milestones, because if not, you're just going to get lost in the sauce. Now, I can give you some real deep insights on this stuff, because I've been in it for the last decade plus, been running my own business for 15 years. So if you're really interested in knowing what it's like at working at some of these bigger companies that are like based and founded in the Silicon Valley, where I studied at and where I started my career at, I can definitely talk more about it. I'd be happy to share more about that stuff for you guys, but you gotta like and subscribe to these to the channel and to the videos. And I'm just giving you guys raw stuff. Like I'm thinking about literally, it might get to the point where on a daily basis, I just come in and tell you about the day. Because it's crazy. And that's the other thing I'm going to say. I'm going to give you guys one more nugget about working in tech. There's never a dull moment. Like the one thing you can expect is change. Everything changes so fast. Even though you come in and put your 24-month, 36-month business hat on, you also have to have your 3-month and 6-month business hat on all the time because things change so fast. So if you're not okay with change and you can't adapt and you can't move quickly and you can't like be okay with these things, then this is not for you. Trust me, it's not for you. The money, the perks, all that stuff is cool and it looks great, but I'm telling you, this work will drive you insane. I've seen people lose their hair in this place. I've even got my first gray hairs working in this damn industry. So it's something to consider. It's something to consider. Anyways, I hope this video is helpful. I'm going to talk a little bit more and talk a little bit more about these topics pretty soon. That being said, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.